Guys, welcome back to another live edition of Sunday Swim here at Matty Fish 33. If you've been here before, thank you guys. Couldn't do this without all your support. If you're new, like, subscribe, click that bell, get those notifications, and join us on this journey. So lots of things have happened this week, guys, right? So if any of you may recall, last week we were dealing with an epidemic in the cube, and that was a little bit difficult, and we were still kind of coming out of that this week with all of our inhabitants that are currently in the cube, and it seems to be on the mend if you've seen the last video, and there'll be a little bit more of an update too. In this Sunday swim a little bit later, I actually rescaped the cube, and I'll kind of show you guys that as well. And we'll talk a little bit about, some plans that may have changed for that tank. I mean, not really a big change, but, maybe some other directions you're thinking about in that sense. And as always, we're going to open up the floor for a little Q&A for those of you that are here. And we will talk about what else has been going on in the fish gallery this week, guys. So why don't we go ahead and get into it now, eh? Let me get you guys turned around here, and we'll start talking about the 155-gallon tank. So I did clean both of the canister filters in the last couple weeks. As I mentioned in one of my videos about cleaning FX6 canister filters that I had released this past week, that's not necessarily the ideal. The only reason that I had done it with that short of a gap between cleaning both filters is because there was such a significant reduce in flow because both hadn't been done in a while, and I'd kind of gotten a little off schedule there, and now we're going to get back on that schedule, so to speak. But no changes in here really. Everybody seems to be handling a little added extra stress just fine, but we're going to continue to monitor that. So if anybody else has seen this, Silent Tilapia has been really fired up the last couple weeks, and our Star Sapphire, as always, is just forever gaining more and more chips and becoming such a beautiful fish. Our Bucachromis and our Hawk have definitely made their way up the food chain. I think they're definitely in the top 4 fish now, as I may have said last week. It continues to not particularly be a definite tank boss here in this aquarium at the current moment. But I think if there was anybody that I could probably say is that right now, I would probably have to go with Dolph Lundy, our big blue dolphin here. He still kind of seems to be the checks and balance inside this tank right now. Even as the Hawk and the Bucachromis have continued to rise up the ranks, Dolph kind of seems to check them here and there and keep them in their place. But as you can see, they've definitely really come up the rankings as they're, pursuing the VC10 and some of those other fish that have been in the top 5 fish for a long time. And, this was really to be expected, guys. These, Bucachromis especially, and the Malawi Hawk, they get fairly large, and I knew this day would come eventually, and it seems like it's right around the corner, but, it's not going to be a bad thing. We'll just have to continue monitoring and see how the growth rate of these two especially is going to affect our hierarchy, in the future. So we'll just kind of see how that goes. I don't foresee any problems or issues with that, but it is definitely one of those situations you want to keep a close eye on. So, but we'll just let you guys enjoy this for a second. If anybody is, whoever's here right now, say hello if you want to. So, One other thing I probably should mention before we move on from talking about the big boy tank right now is that, I didn't do as big of a water change as I normally do on this tank, just because, I didn't want to completely disturb the environment any more than I already had with the filter cleanings and all that. So I only did about a 20-25% water change on this tank this week, which is completely fine. And to offset any beneficial bacteria that may have been lost, I really loaded a lot of stability into this system the day that I had cleaned the filter, so that it would really help prevent any chance of our nitrogen cycle wanting to break per se. So as you guys can see, cube has been rescaped. We'll get into that here in a little bit, but for now we'll talk about the 112. Not really much to report in the wise of changes in this aquarium this week. This aquarium, now that I've kind of moved the cube around and got it more in the direction that I want it, this aquarium is kind of going to become somewhat of the next pet project for, taking care of the things within each system that I want to improve upon for now. I think right now, the biggest thing that this aquarium could do with is probably another Rescaped. These guys really do have a lot of caves down here that it's quite hard for you to see. They've really dug down, but it's really low, and a lot of these rocks are kind of sinking towards the glass, which none of these rocks really have any like sharp points or edges on them, so not a huge deal, given the fact that I don't have any egg crate under here. But I think that I just want to open that escape up a little bit, so when the fish are hiding in their caves, that they're a little more visible for us. And then also, these caves, they can only make them so big with the way the escape is right now. And for future planning, I guess, I need to give them space to have a little bit larger caves within their rock system, so that it will be mutually beneficial. Like I said, one, as some of these fish continue to grow, they have more space in their caves, and two, that it'll be a little bit more open, and we will have the ability to see these fish when they are hiding a little more than we do currently. Our quarantine tank has Shortcake back up here again. She's doing just fine. I took her away from the breeding project tank because the female Mbuna was kind of really giving her a lot of issue. So she's up here for the time being. And when she's got some of those nips out of her, which she's got most of them healed up now, she'll probably go back to the 112. Or I might pop the male Obi in here with her just to see, but let's turn this light on down here, guys. So these two haven't shown too many signs of whether or not they actually like each other. But they are digging, and they have built a couple of mounds, but like one is underneath the rocks, so that's kind of more for space, I think. This one over here in the corner, I feel like that was a little display by our male here, trying to impress his girl. But other than that, I really haven't seen a lot of mating potential behavior, but they are kind of sticking around each other quite more now that I've taken Shortcake out of there. And I don't know, maybe I'll give it about another week and we'll see if there is any more interest that is shown. This one's kind of tough to say, but we'll figure that out. So, and then as I said, our cube, hold on, let me turn the light back out for you over here so it doesn't take away from this for you guys. So our cube has really came through some changes this week. As many of you know, we were dealing with ick, then epistalis in this tank, and it was rough. We lost a lot out of this tank. But you know what? It's getting better, and it'll probably be at least another week or two before I decide to introduce any new fish to this system. But for now, what I did was I went ahead and, you know, I was kind of getting tired of not being able to have this top view in a sense. So I went ahead and forced the driftwood down, and there's a piece of slate on our big stump over here. And I had this nice piece of petrified wood, and that is holding these other two down. And then we moved some of these stones around, which we might still do a little bit more. I haven't decided yet. Like, obviously the slate back there, when that log doesn't need it anymore, is probably going to come out. This petrified wood, I think it looks cool. Let me know what you guys think, but I think that I might leave that in at some point. When, you know, those logs don't need to be held down either anymore. I like the way that looks, and this one I'm kind of on the fence about at this point, but there is a really good, so sorry guys, it's kind of hard to get this angle here for you, but there is a really good hiding spot here between that log and there, and also behind that stump as well. So this really kind of gives the fish a lot more hiding spots other than just having the cover of the driftwood over the top. So I think this is kind of how it's going to stay. Originally, you know, I had talked about potentially suspending the driftwood because, you know, it was kind of cool the way that it was floating and everything. And then I kind of realized that, like, certain fish like our savrum, our chocolate cichlid, our fire eel before it unfortunately passed, our starry night before it unfortunately passed as well, and our archer fish here, like, you would hardly ever see them because they'd be up under all these logs. And I think this is just going to be a better thing for viewing. And as these fish grow, once we put some more cichlids in here as well, gives everybody like a few of their own hiding spots, because, you know, there's probably 4 to 5, maybe even a few more caves in here, and we can continue improving that. You know, if I want to keep the slate in here, maybe I will. When the wood doesn't need it anymore, maybe we'll build, you know, some more other small cave system, but we're definitely going to get some more plants in here. What we also did was we trimmed back some of the dead from this Amazon sword, so that all these newer leaves and new growth are going to get more attention from the plant than instead of it trying to fix itself, so to speak. So that's going to look a little chopped for a little bit, but it should come back pretty well here in the next few weeks, hopefully. And these small ones really didn't need it. That's actually a leaf from the other plant that just kind of blew against it and managed to stick there. But these small ones, they're just going to do their thing. They're small enough and they don't have enough new growth that I'm just going to kind of let them come back on their own. And I forget what the name of this red plant is, guys, but that pretty much got decimated. I'm not sure if it was a combination of this savrum starting to get a little plant happy, or, you know, what had gone on in the system when it was sick. I think it was probably a combination of the two of them. But as you can see, everybody here seems to be doing much better, and it looks like we are pretty much out of the woods. But, you know, we need to continue with the medicated food for a few more days, just to ensure that there's no rebound or anything like that of the epistalis. So, and we're also going to continue to keep our temperature up, which I know it sounds counterintuitive for epistalis, but at this point, like, I think it's pretty much ran its course, and we're not going to, I don't want to have any fluctuation in the system from where it is until I see that it's stable. I feel like that would be better at this point. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think. If you like the Rescaped, in the comments below. I mean, I'm pretty happy with how it came out, but like I said, we're going to get some more plants eventually. I haven't moved this Anubis out of its pot yet, but eventually, once I know that this piece of wood is secure, I'm probably going to try and get it to grow up this gnarled bit So that's a really cool like little cave up in here for the fish, and our tiger knife fish has been kind of hanging out under this more. I'm not quite sure where he's at right now. He's pretty small right now, so he's kind of hard to find sometimes. You kind of just gotta look for his tail sticking out of wherever he might be hiding. But now with this Rescape, there's plenty of spots that he can hide, and you're not going to see any of him at this point. He might even be under the piece of petrified wood because he's small enough that he could fit under there. But anyways, he's got plenty of hiding spaces now. Also, the same day that we did this Rescape, our mystery snails, one of the females laid a clutch of eggs. So I'm not going to disturb this. I know you can, and you can like put it on a wet paper towel or something like that, but I've never had mystery snail eggs before. And, you know, anytime that I've had other snail eggs with different types of snails, I kind of just let them do their thing and let nature take its course. So we're just kind of going to wait and see what becomes of this over the course of the next 2 to 4 weeks or so. I guess that's about the length of time that it takes. And then we just kind of need to make sure that it doesn't fall off of here, because it will kill the eggs. I guess it drowns them if they fall into the water. I don't know. I'm not really as versed on snails as I am on fish, but you know. So that's kind of what's been going on in the gallery this week, guys. I'd show you the guppy tank, but it's pretty much the same. Also, we added a lot of plants. A lot of our pothos has been added to these systems. So let me turn you around here. Hold on. There you go. So I've added some of the pothos down here. We've added our Draconia or our cornstalk plant here. So, you know, and I've also put some pothos in the overflow up here. So we really are kind of pushing this system along here, and hopefully it's going to continue improving it. Hey, Dane, what's going on? Welcome in. So, you know, I appreciate you guys for, you know, the support. While we were going through the issues with this tank, oh my goodness, this glare is terrible. I don't know, guys, hold on. Let me turn this overhead light. Maybe that'll help with the glare. Not really. Sorry, it's really bright, guys. Alright, but anywho, I don't know, I feel like I've been rambling on, so who's here right now, guys? Welcome in. I think, Dane, I saw you were here. Any new projects going on with you? Alright. Well, guys, I've got some errands to run. So thank you guys for tuning in this week. We've really picked up some steam these past few weeks, and be on the lookout for more new stuff to happen with this cube as we continue along with this system, and once we're finally able to start adding some more fish in here. Again, like I said, I want to give it a couple more weeks. We'll probably do some... Oh, I was just saying hello, Dane. We'll probably do, as always, another fish feature. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to do it with one of the big boys or the smaller guys. Also, we did talk about in the fish feature here on our Malawi hawk about the fact that he needs a name. So I think we're going to do another fish naming video with him this week. Shout out to Smallfish16. He suggested Kobe. And then shout out to Gabriel at GNC Aquatics. I think his suggestion was Hawkeye. Both good suggestions. Not gonna lie, right now I need a few more suggestions, guys, so we can kind of take a poll. Out of those two names, though, I must say, like, Kobe is kind of resonating right now for the two of those. I think the reason that I think the reason that one kind of resonates because it's like, you know, Kobe's nickname Black Mamba, so Malawi Mamba kind of has a nice ring to it if we were going to name him Kobe. But, you know, we need a few more suggestions for our Malawi Hawks name before we take that poll and make that fish naming video, guys. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think you would name this fish. It could be anything, you know. We'll see. So, and I have yet to tell you what my suggestion was yet either. So, but let me know, guys. Let me know. We also added some more pothos back up here. I need to get a couple more of these fish boxes. I've said before, I know they're not as aesthetically pleasing as these fish hangers that are here, but these kind of leave those plants open. So what I actually had to do was take the pothos that was here, put it in a jar so it could recover a little, because the roots got really kind of nipped at. But if you guys can see the one that's in this box where they can't get at the roots, I mean, it's putting off several new shoots and it looks great. I mean, I feel like it's even almost doubled in size in the couple weeks that it's been in here, but we'll continue to take a look at that. So I see that we have several people in here right now. Hey guys, you know, if you guys want to do any Q&A right now, like, I'm all for it. Like I said, I feel like I've kind of been talking on and on and on and on. I know that, you know, it's my live stream, but, you know, I'd love to hear from you guys that are here right now. So let me know what you think. How's your guys' week been going in the world of fish keeping, you know, those type deals. Shy crowd today, I take it. But anyways, I think I'm gonna go ahead and take off here, guys. Be on the lookout for those naming videos. Let me know below. Like I said, started your resto. I'm not quite sure what that means, Dane. But anyways, guys, I think I'm gonna head out here and take care of some errands that I gotta run. Oh, you started a fish room. Nice, Dane. I'm gonna have to check your channel and see if you got some new videos out yet. I'd love to see how that's going for you. So I will head over to your channel after this live stream and check that out before I run my errands. But yeah, guys, so I think I'm gonna head out, and I will see you guys in the next Sunday swim. Be on the lookout for fresh new content this week. We're definitely trying to post more like that every other day type deal. So, oh, you have 4 new videos. Nice, Dane. I'm so sorry I haven't checked any of them out yet, but I'm certainly going to here in a minute. But yeah, guys, stay tuned for everything and for new stuff coming down the road. And hopefully we'll get these guys down here to have a little more interest in each other. And maybe we'll have some babies soon. And we're definitely going to, like I said, work on rescaping and do a little focus in this tank. Maybe we'll rehome some fish and change a few things around. We'll just kind of have to wait and see, guys. You know, I kind of do this as it kind of comes to my mind, or I see things that, you know, could be improved upon. So stay tuned for that, guys. And I will see you next week live in the next Sunday swim. Matty Fish out.